Do you think there should be term limits on our leaders? Does India have the potential to be an autar- autarky? Autarky. Do I think there should be term leaders? Well, term limits. Term limits. Well, it has pros and cons. Yeah, term limits have their advantages, their disadvantages. If you have so, what term limits do is that they ensure that if you have a bad leader who's not good enough but who is somehow popular, then if you have a two-term limit, then even if that person is popular, they can't do too much damage to the country because they only have two terms. But on the other hand, if a leader is fantastic for the country but can only serve for two terms, then it's bad for the country. So it works both ways. Now you have term limits in the United States. In the US, it doesn't really matter who's the president because the president doesn't really run the country. The president simply draws attention to himself. It's himself. And the president usually does whatever the people who are really in power, they want him to do. So in the US, it doesn't really matter. And term limits, okay, good. So do I think there should be term limits on our leaders? Term limits make sense if your system is good. What do I mean by a good system? A good system is a system that will, no matter what happens, give you good leaders. A good system is a system that identifies leadership talent, rewards leadership talent, and elevates leadership talent. That's the right system. That's the right system. The Indian system is not such that it identifies and rewards meritorious leadership talent. The Indian system, if you look at the history of India the past 80 years, it hasn't given us the best leaders. We are lucky that we have someone like Mr. Modi right now. Imagine the alternatives. Yeah. So I think for term limits make sense only if your system is guaranteed to give you high quality leadership alternatives to what is currently there. In that case, if there is one person who is in power, but five other equally good or even better leaders who could come to power, then term limits make sense. But if you have a situation in a system where you have one good leader who's in power right now, but 78 not so good leaders who are waiting to take over, then term limits will destroy the country. So given the current system of India, I think term limits don't make sense. If we change the system and give and have a system that's guaranteed to throw up good leaders, then term limits make sense. Right now, in this system, term limits are very dangerous for India.